So welcome everyone, we should be live um, to the usual Linux distribution polishing here. I just wanted to check this commit, does this, okay, object dir, and so I'm not entirely sure if we need more changes on this. So yeah, otherwise this looks good. So only other thing is, which is of course not amazing, that we have additional contributors. So I can hopefully soon, aka the coming days, focus on microkernel stuff and fixing the last release marginalities like grub2. Here I noticed we want to mark this, by the way, the CA cert stuff is also a little bit aging. So one thing I wanted to do is here is mark this for data, CV flex odd stable or so. It's been a while since I typed that, so let's see if that, like using that is always an easy thing, but where's this red tree? Internet, hello, are you still there? And so that is for data, previous videos, right? But I guess that probably should be right, as this didn't error out. And then we had here also more new packages. What do we have here? So that's committed by Notec, and we have here, is it PC? So, okay, more, so this was build type release, okay, otherwise this is only maybe, okay, so we might, oh, that's quite some more stuff. Interprocedural, interesting. Okay, we could just commit this, so this is, so this mkd I said already, that is probably object dir, and okay, so Notec, I think it probably was Notec who shorted that to a shorter git hash, which is appreciated, ps something x or so, ps2s, oh, ps, what was the freaking name? Although we should be up to date. Oh wait, let's commit curl. Marked curl odd stable. Actually, we should do our fact checking here and check whether this is really stable. No, these days recurring criticism, like these days you never really know, is an odd stable version. Oh, they have a new website, I think, and logo. Yeah, so that is stable. Yeah, recurring wondering. Yeah, 20 years ago we had standards, right? Middle, like 3 dot separated version components. Middle odd is unstable release candidate development series, but yeah, that is 50% or so a thing of the past now. So yeah, marked curl odd stable. So that the point is that data does that theoretically, and the thing is, should we automate this? Very theoretically, we could have post commit stuff or otherwise auto magically running stuff, either post commit or nightly or stuff, and add, like if there's an update to an odd version, to automatically mark that. Although very theoretically, we could also improve data. So as usual, there are like infinite ways to roam or so. They said in some comics or so, and yeah, we could do this manually. The question is it worth to automate this? Like if we have this only like once a month, then it's probably not worth to automate that, but just some ideas. So emulator PC, what was this thing? Also, yeah, this name is right, PC, yeah, similar to RPCS3 or something of names. Did Notec remove that fully, or no, okay, this is also a way to do that. So yeah, that's actually pretty decent. Didn't expect that. That is nice to see. and certainly better. I would have anyway shortened that to multiple lines in the desk, but that is also, of course, a valid way to do that. So very theoretically, but it is extreme nitpicking, this we have a debug switch to very, although we don't always consistently do that, but theoretically, like in the next years to come, it would be even more outstanding to wire that with SDE config debug stuff, otherwise release. But yeah, libdir, use system YAML. Maybe that needs a package config. Okay, actually, less to do than I thought. Actually, I thought I need to do the other flags there. And did someone commit? So yeah, you see increasingly amazing community. And welcome everyone. Distribution, which is totally amazing. So soon microkernel, right? We also have a new package here. Was this? Yeah, increasingly people do cool stuff, even with Plan 9 kind of userland and apps and stuff on PS3. Where was the other? Or was it this one maybe? Here is this one. Why is maybe this patch? This patch stuff. So this one. Plus 2 lines. Nah. So now I'm not entirely sure. Best copy it like that. And so patch P0P, welcome everyone. Best content on YouTube. Highly appreciate it. Happy to hear that, and I hope you all learned something. So package security TP TSS. And I saw you so commented on stuff. Of course, we don't commit. GitHub releases. What else do we very theoretically? TCG, TSS software libraries, libraries, and APIs implementing the T. Otherwise, this looks. Wait a second. What was that? Looks good from here. Then let's add that. Theoretically, we could test build that. What was did Dash say that builds? But otherwise, you know, that's fine. So the only thing is, we should download it TPM to TSS because I saw it doesn't have a checksum. So ideally, we of course want to commit it with a checksum. So we have a scripts create checksum patch or so, and our commit helper does do that automatically. So my advice is always, even if I don't commit something, I don't bother to run scripts create checksum patch pipe tpm2-tss pipe patch. I of course simply also normally I would also on this case, in this case, it is, no, it is, yes, normally I would type like whatever alt dot it is, but it's a bloody macOS terminal, so can't use this terminal. I have no idea how people work with this otherwise. I mean, yes, there's some spaces. This is also why our commit helper, so our commit helper, would commit this, obviously, allows, it's just a shell front and some dozen of lines of code for Subversion or Git. But it does some things like making sure there's a checksum in there. So if you send something to us, run scripts commit, press Ctrl+C, so just that it has the checksum, and you see some colorful markings of trailing white space, which in general we are not a fan of. It's probably, I think some people have, it's probably their editor or something, or I know in France, in the French language, they are one of the few languages where I'm aware that they use space. So like if you have like options or whatever. So normally in most languages like English and German and simplified German, aka English, you put the colon usually just like there, like options this and that. And in French, they leave a space there actually. And it could be some kind of, not really sure. how this otherwise happens so often. But in general, we try to keep this white space clean. It of course doesn't hurt the most, especially in source code. I mean, it's of course truly not the most super important, but it can in corner cases mess things up, or in general it's not the best style, especially in source code, I would say. Further testing seems segfault on their machines. Some packages still take what from within the. Okay, so you were saying it seems segfault on. You mean? Oh, Danny's birthday! Happy birthday! I only see this now. Sorry, I would have. Yeah, happy birthday! Amazing. Take some time off, celebrate, or don't take some time off and play with computers, whatever you like the most. Discord link. Yeah, we should start to document. This should be somehow. I like that it's a little bit hidden, but yeah, we should. Where was it even? Server boost, whatever. Invite. Only live here on fighting. What did I even just now? Where was it here? There was invite server profile. Invite. Oh, it's so visible. And it was not to expire. I posted it a couple of times. We should put it obviously on the website for good. And welcome to Discord. That is that. And yeah, this should go soon. We said it in the previous video. We should urgently work on our website. Somehow it is. Somehow the temperature feels strange. I hope I'm fine. So that commit. So Dash, what you're saying, ships with all the dependencies, Git submodules due to Windows developers. Yeah, amazing stuff. That is indeed always the best to. Also Firefox, even so AKA Windows developers, even Firefox is doing that. And at times Firefox, I've seen they even patch some things, like maybe even libmng or so of animated PNG or stuff with alpha blending and so on. So I've seen in Firefox or SQLite some stuff Firefox does intentionally not allow anymore to build with external system dependencies, because some stuff they custom patch. So that is, in my opinion, extremely not good style. Especially for security updates, update it once for all the apps on your system using it, plus space savings and memory savings and stuff. But these are, of course, space and memory, of course, these days with 96 gigs or so, or at least if you're have not an Apple. Memory not that important, but otherwise for security would otherwise prefer that the most. So, all right, this should be prefixed with dash. At least that is, or maybe we should check our style. This upstream other open source projects commit messages and stuff. Maybe we should modernize it too. So that was it. What else I wanted to do? So this was what I wanted to commit. So if someone, I think Dash might have last month sent 2 Perl modules. At least I remember there were like at least 2 things I did not yet. Trinity package. What is downloads all the packages can't build currently. Cool stuff. So yeah, if some stuff is missing, please ping me. And like resend it and stuff. I'm aware that we probably, basically it's more efficient if in your working copy you have some stuff lying around. It's more efficient if you just ping us than if I scroll back like a month's worth of packages or messages. And so Zig, I wanted to check. So the last time we checked, Zig did not build with our stuff. So 09 was 23 days ago. I think we updated that. Very theoretically, So that didn't just build. The question is, it probably should just build, and it only doesn't build because we changed LLVM not to build all targets in our usual minimalism and optimizing build time. And maybe we should just build all targets. It's probably not that you build LVM on an PS3 or stuff. So how do we do that? We could make a config option or so. Ideally, I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's probably minimal. I guess I never benchmarked that. But so where do we use targets? So we might also in the future, although I really want to work on my microkernel now. What is that even? Localhost, archhost, NRN. What did we do with not native LLVM? What? What do we do even? All right. Interesting. Okay, I remember. So right now you can only cross-compile. What is it? x86 was not a number. Oh, wait a second. All right. So this is actually workarounding. It's actually even a little bit cryptic for me. So that is workarounding of building x86 on x86. Maybe that is good enough for now. It's even a little bit cryptic to read for this comment for me. So what we probably simply could do is just checking the target for target. Target, what else do we need here? Okay, target, arch target. So basically what I usually prefer is not to overcomplicate such expressions. And like this matching of usual, like more Unix architecture names to strange Mac developer, Apple LVM Mac developer kind of target names here. And especially as we set here also this other target. So instead of super overcomplicating this with conditionals all over, what I usually prefer is like having just one conditional at the end, like matching all this stuff. And then if we want to build everything anyway, then I think the default might even be all. Actually, now thinking about this, maybe this increases the build time actually a minute or two, at least on Horizon. Like maybe because it's actually quite some targets. It's more than, because it's like a dozen of targets. Yeah, what would be maybe we can simply comment this out from now. Targets to build. And should we risk building this? Actually, yesterday famous last words, nothing like messing up your running a workstation system like that. Yesterday I actually installed, because this virtual machine installation is a little bit older, like 21.5 or so, T2, and we fixed quite some things since then, like some hundreds of things since then. So my GCC, because it was this cross-compiled one from the 21.5 or so ISOs, didn't have support for set standard compressed LTO objects. So I actually couldn't build some stuff myself, because I don't like this the most. I would actually kind of think it's like kind of a bug, but I'm tired of working around other big name projects bugs, because what happens is if you build static archives, not like shared objects, not .so for shared objects, but .a for static archives, and you LTO that, then you get LTO bytecode archives, which I find a little bit strange. And the problem is since quite some years, GCC can compress them. And if you have set standard around, then GCC also builds in set standard compression. And the thing was that our cross-compiled GCC, due to the build order, didn't have yet cross-compiled set standard. So we ended up the last year's ISO had GCC without set standard compression, but the static archives set standard compressed bytecode. So in case of static linking with static archives, that actually failed, annoyingly. I fixed this. This was also one of those in December, right? Half of December we improved the GCC cross-compiling. So yeah, let's see. Actually, can we take a look at what is even the error? The error probably from Zig probably should be log Zig. That is probably it wants, darn, it wants 12. Darn. That actually sucks majorly. Oops. More. Yeah. ABIs and APIs, so much to that. Yeah. Compatibility. Do they have some? This with OZIC upgrades to LVM 13. Why does it not build them though? This release of ZIG upgrades to LVM 13. Goodness, we noticed something like 12% improvement completion speed when compared to ZIG. But we have what? Or did we actually? Maybe I actually had. No, wait. What's going on here? So this a little bit. No, I'm confused. What ZIG is going on? It says. Okay, it actually found 12, the other way around. Those who can read are clearly at an advantage. Good, so then we wait, so probably this was the 21.5 installation had LVM 12. So, but this is of course a little bit annoying thing that, yeah, due to the nature of this over complex projects, this needs to be quite in sync and matching. What else do we have there? Thing generate metadata for all the packages, the fork of KDE3. Yeah, I've actually not tried. So this is the thing, right? Maybe I wait some days. I have also some other stuff to do. Maybe I wait some days or weeks for other people like Dash to maybe polish something. So Qt3, I didn't touch this in quite a while, except renaming and white space cleanup. So that probably needs some latest C++ standard patches to build. So yeah, and when we build this, I probably first wait for a lot of people to work on that. It's not my, yeah, so it's not my highest priority. So, I mean, these targets, maybe they don't extend the build that long, because I would expect most of the infrastructure of LVM to be much larger than like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files per target. So maybe one thing I was actually thinking recently, there is this Linux kernel monster patch of cleaning up the dependencies, which I find rather crazy, that just improving the dependency sorting inclusion stuff of Linux kernel of leading massive speed ups of 60 to 80% or something. Extremely crazy. We have a little bit I mean, maybe more people, but although is it really worth it? I mean, most people don't compile each day, all day long like us. But otherwise, there is some generic feature, right? Like pre-compiled headers. I wonder if we should try to potentially speed up some builds like here LVM. Although maybe it is tricky and difficult, especially for complex projects. Those projects like Firefox LVM who would benefit the most. Otherwise, you could try to generate one pre-compiled header per package, maybe with a little bit manual annotation. I wonder, although there's actually a generic which we don't install because it is so large. I think GCC by default installs a pre-compiled header for the STL. And we could actually try that to pre-compile an STL header per package or something and see if it works. I mean, how much the speed up is. Yes, okay, so how long is it? Let's see. So that built in 6 minutes 52, and if we compare that, that probably should be similar to the. Also, by the way, let's not waste time and build Zig already. And x86 64. That would be LLVM. So we built it in 652. Yeah, I mean, it is 652 to 518. 652 of 60. What was it? 518. Is this 60-based time system not amazing? Amazing stuff. Yeah, it is 13% like slower if I didn't miscalculate this something. I mean, it's not like double or triple, so LLD include these not found. What? Apparently it wants. Let's already build that maybe. Oops. Does it really want LLD? Apparently it wants. All right, maybe for cross, because Zig can probably cross-compile to all support architectures by default. So it's probably why it wants a linker to be able to potentially. Oh, darn! This is also. Yeah, that is why we test and test, right? If you wonder why do we do this stuff, of course, it's. I wanted to long release that, but I would even. It's of course not the worst thing to stress test the stuff a little bit before we release that. What's going on here? Does it want a mach O? I want what the heck? Hello? Maybe don't build mach O stuff? Huh? Hello, we are not on macOS. What the heck are you? Oh man, you can't make this stuff up. If you're new to the stuff, so mach O or however, how do you pronounce it? I pronounce it mach O, macho, mach O, I don't know. I wonder which. That is the object format of macOS. Apple open source. So boot requirements changes missing 12. Do we have here? Is this the lib unwind of, we might have two lib unwinds in the meantime. Is it this one or GitHub? Yeah. But if, that sucks majorly. We obviously don't want to install that though. What a fun. Yeah, everything could be so amazing, right? If it were not for annoying build errors and dependencies. Who in their right mind thought that is a good idea? I don't know. The question is, can we simply disable that? Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's surprisingly hard. That is in Mach-O, can we like... Yeah. Yeah, so the question is, it doesn't have any conditional here. So maybe it works to comment that out, maybe it doesn't. Oops. Let's see what happens. As usual, that is the thing with the live streams. It's random and random, unknown and unexpected what random stuff breaks and if it patches or not. So what could happen is if this has interdependencies, it could of course fail with stuff not linking and building and stuff with this Mach-O. Here like that. 1729. Yeah, but this is open source with big company, like big tech, like Apple and Google and stuff. Like stuff is only building when you build it, how they build it. And the question is, can we patch that away? So that is of course an LLD. Is it target LLD where? Tools probably. LLD O2 or something. So why did I not see that actually? Thought maybe I auto-completed that wrong. LLD Mach 2. Do we have? So the problem is we have to rebuild that. It is, maybe we should actually check whether it has a chance of working. If the question is, do they manually instantiate stuff? Maybe not. Maybe we need to patch that away. Not to have an undefined reference. Oh, wait a second, was there more? Oh wait, Darwin old? No, oh, what? Yeah, that is a problem of supporting everything, even if, like, cross-compiling to other stuff, even if you don't have it. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that is crazy. And also it looks like this was reported for LLVM 12. In the meantime, we have 13. So yeah, obviously a recurring theme, right? Ironically, just today someone commented below the open source earning money and unpaid kind of slave work of big tech using open source and not contributing much back. And someone commented, yeah, if you want to get paid for open source work at Apple, Google, Facebook stuff, they have figured out how to monetize that. What? But this is of course crazy, right? If I want to earn money with open source, I don't want to work at Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. And this is also an illusion, right? If you work there, you are not free to work on whatever open source you want, right? There's an corporate, and there's not only an corporate agenda. Your highest priority is to work on whatever they have to work on. And even if you have some 20% or like Google, or maybe, I mean, certainly Apple is mostly unknown for like internally working on open, like except LLVM. I mean, otherwise all the iOS, Mac kernel and stuff like this is an illusion, right? So only open source stuff at Apple was mostly, I mean, a decade ago nothing, and even the WebKit stuff they only dumped. It's like, yeah, they only dumped it in big unreviewable chunks to the KHTML people. And yeah, LVM Clang is probably the only real thing, and otherwise they had like Cups and other small stuff, and even Cups they let bitrot and stuff because they're printing. Well, yeah, crazy comments as usual. Have fun in the comments and stuff. You mean Dashra, it's not really a community project. You mean LVM? I mean if you mean LVM, I mean LVM is a relatively, I mean LVM is a quite open and widely used project. Although maybe it's not like really community and like people like us sitting at home, but more it's used by so many companies like AMD and maybe Intel, but certainly ARM probably, or other compiler vendors and 3D stuff in Mesa. So LVM is a pretty high quality and widespread, at least business community project. But I would say that's probably nearly, is there any other like real open source in nature? Apple, and LVM is not invented at Apple, right? This was University of wherever with Chris Lutner and friends, and Apple hired them because they needed that. So yeah. Someone got clickbaited this time, picture and links. Well, why? This is a package, so is it not what? But yeah, we do better with thumbnails because people want thumbnails. But yeah, the stuff in the packages, previous short, right? Cool stuff, more cool stuff coming soon. So Zig, so what's going on? All right, so we probably want, because maybe this has, so yeah, we somehow broke our own bootstrapping of Zig with this Zig first. Oh, darn. Is it there? It is. And do we have, no? So we oh, by the way, did we change? Actually, maybe we want to check if do we need to hardcode this no prefix anymore? I saw it not. Maybe remove this. Theoretically, we probably should go through. I thought this is automated now. Oops. That was like that. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure how it builds itself. I would hope it bootstraps itself without the right. At least I remember like 6 months ago it did build, but good that we test this, right? Sometimes we add stuff and then that stuff breaks. Does it read Clang? Okay, we didn't. I don't really need to look into that log. That is simply, oops, new node. No, I don't want to. Freaking, yeah, you macOS, you type fast on your keyboard and you get random By the way, does it work? LLD looks like that. So one more package of Clang. Didn't expect that need to lead Clang. Maybe let's do. Do we have a the cache? Maybe do we have? Yeah, Clang and LLD are not in there. So good that we then should update that so that when you build this at home, that the dependencies are correctly accounted for. We can probably commit that. The question is, does it LLVM? We could actually add there to do config option to document that more. It's, yeah, what was it, 12% or so build time, not the super most important. Targets of to do config and option also. And maybe we in general want to rethink this config option so that it somehow integrates nicely, more nicer with emerging stuff. Maybe have emerge ask for config options or stuff. I don't know. Commit LVM. We will see soon if this still builds for all our 25. Well, we don't build LVM for all 25, but our maybe 20 build architecture build configurations for LVM. Project that comes, Dash writes, companies tend to have enterprise focus and the interface seems fairly weird. Yeah, also, I mean, as you see here, they don't fix stuff that doesn't affect them, they don't fix, right? There need to be really seriously annoyed community people, like other Linuxes, Gentoo Arch, and to send some stuff upstream. As I said, so for me, if I send stuff upstream, instead of just hacking it for a minute, sending it upstream, easily 30 times more time consuming, because instead of 1 minute hacking it and be done with it, it needs like at least 30 minutes to write an email, or actually even more, because not only writing an email with the patch and stuff, but also Bugzilla and web management overhead. But in this case, even I would need to properly implement this, right? So it's not 1 minute hacking that, but like maybe 15 minutes of working with this bloody 12 build systems were not enough. Now we have 24 shitty build systems. So getting either trial and erroring or getting so familiar and testing and debugging CMake option stuff to properly conditionalize that. And I'm not feeling like doing that today. Yeah. So Zig, do we have a bug with Zig? Maybe not. GitHub of us here. And I slightly wonder if, no we don't, if when we git mirror that, if it auto closes issues. Probably maybe test that someday. But yeah, but this comment, leave in the comments below. That was below the previous. Oh, no, I need to switch that to that now. And like here, and do we have more of Austria? Oh, here is something in Russian. My Russian is not that good though. So yeah, need to practice. All the language has shorts a world of process. What shorts about the world of process? Will be of much interest. Yeah, thanks for that. Also, just yesterday, someone commented maybe I should really try to make more professional videos. Here's a comment. Leave in the comments below. The best way to make money with writing open source software is to get a well-paid job at a company using open source software like Red Hat, Apple, Google, like Apple, Google, Facebook, Amazon, also even Red Hat, right? I mean, sure, maybe the chances working in open source at Red Hat are the most. I mean, if you have a well-paid job at Facebook, Amazon, Apple, I mean, all except maybe Red Hat, and even at Red Hat, I would argue that, I mean, you cannot just work on your vision project and stuff, and that is the problem, right? Also, someone on Twitter made today some ironic comment of with this video, and it's like something of feeling like working on open source, feeling like an unpaid slave already, or something of that sort. And so I think probably meant ironic or stuff. And this is, in my opinion, yeah, I mean, sure, some people managed somehow, as some people commented, if you make a really niche thing, but you see here on, I want to continue, I mean, sure, I want to have my Linux maintained, but otherwise I want to continue with more microkernel and stuff. And yet most of the time I spend with additional YouTube overhead, and that is actually one thing where with Patreon and GitHub sponsors on YouTube, at least I earn a little bit, allowing me to work even more, way more than the last decade before at all in building this community. But then even producing more professional videos, like proper reviews of this, not unboxed stuff here and so on, that accumulates here actually because I don't have time for that. Yeah, either I make AAA YouTube videos like a year ago I have sometimes done. Also, this still doesn't build, man. What happened? No. But then again, if I make like AAA pre-edited videos of this unboxed stuff, or where's even my other somewhere? Yeah, it's still boxed because I have no time. Yeah, maybe I should focus differently. But yeah, again, if I want to build a successful YouTube community to finance stuff, then again, similar to writing code and then trying to do documentation or other stuff, the time is gone, right? It's not like you can do other stuff to earn money and then do open source, and that is the major problem with mentioned in this video. So Zig, what's going on here? But again, as usual, continue to comment. I'm seriously interested. So what's going on here? What failed? So this build Zig did it not. What happened here? Wait, created file out of, what is it doing here? Serve t2 source? What did it do there? That is strange. What? Huh? So it has Zig, so far so good. Does it also, I mean, it does only install one file. That is a little bit, I mean, yeah, maybe it's only the compiler, so, but no man page and stuff. Misc archive, hello, do we have Zig? Does it not? What does that need now? Zig command option build project has built Zig init. It has Zig run, all these exotic hues here. Wow, that build long, but interesting. Where did it even install that now? Not really sure where it installed that now. Okay, whatever. Actually, we could try that. Where did it even store that? Yeah, modern stuff. It's super intuitive. It did so in our cache Zig. Okay. Anyway, that works. Except some strangely touched shared file that you probably wanna. Someone probably could debug. So var adm cache thick. I wonder if that cross build. So should we test that? Oh, not really. I think I have some other stuff to do. Copy thick cache. So, oops. Does this look all right? Git, does it really use Git? Okay, it adds LLD and cling. And Git, not sure, libxml, courses. Yeah, but LLD and cling. Ah, cling was in there. Why did I previously not see that? Anyway, but LLD is new. Good, then LLD. Yes, this also means I did not build LLD because I update the family of LLVM packages, but I don't test build all the stuff that I don't use by default. Something of that sort. And yeah. Take the build again. That's like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, something of that sort of, it's probably fine. Yeah, so each day some, oh wait a second, what have I, stop. This is the Linux kernel, this is why this was so large. What do we have there? Int, what was, this was that, log and p. So yeah, there we have that. Quite some polishing each day. And I hope you learned something, found this interesting as usual. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon for the next coffee break and open source updates to come.